Oh, Final Fantasy has some of the best video game music out there. So for example, the world-renowned prelude which happens in every Final Fantasy game, the yeah, you know where I'm getting at. From the likes of all Final Fantasy battle music to one of my personal favourites, the Rufus Welcome Ceremony. With the recent release of Theatre Rhythm Final Bar Line, myself and Luca from Theatio Gaming has decided to look at the most underrated tracks in Final Fantasy. With that in mind, here are 8 underrated Final Fantasy songs. And I'm going to give you a clue what the first entry is going to be. You guessed it right, it's the Happy Turtle jingle from Final Fantasy VII Intermission, the DLC where you play as fan favourite shuriken wielding ninja Yuffie Kisaragi. Now you'll hear various versions of this song throughout Final Fantasy VII Intermission when you do a side quest for Old Snappy, the wee old guy who touts that you should go to the Happy Turtle and get drunk. But anyway, it's the song we're talking about here, and the Happy Turtle jingle is definitely an underrated song. Now this song is full of J-pop vibes and has some happy-go-lucky lyrics to go with it. It's got such a bouncy feeling. Now considering the tone of Final Fantasy VII Remake, this brings out a very happy-go-lucky tone to the game. I mean, just listen.
Come out, come out, come out, come out of your shell. Party, 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 party all night. Come out, come out, come out, come out.
Now let's be quite honest, this song would definitely not go well with the bombing mission in Final Fantasy VII Remake. However, this song fully encapsulates the fun nature of Yuffie Kisaragi and the fun nature of the DLC. Now there is actually plenty variations of this song in the game, and this is the likes of, there's a heavy metal track with turtle lyrics, and then there's also a doo-wop version of the song as well, which you may have heard in the intro. Anyway, enough waffling from me, let's hear what Luca has to say.
Hello guys, and thank you John. I'm happy to share my picks for the most underrated Final Fantasy songs. My first pick is Via Purifico from Final Fantasy X. This beautiful song plays in the prison of Bevel. After the group crashes Yuna's and Seymour's wedding, they're all sent to prison and the player controls Yuna for the first time. With the characters separated for the first time in the game, our group of heroes is at their lowest, because obviously being in a prison kinda sucks. I think this melancholic piece captures a sense of despair and a feeling of loneliness and represents a point in the story where Yuna needs her friends the most. The constant and ongoing piano line, on the other hand, underlines that Yuna has no other option as to keep going, looking for her friends and leaving this place as soon as they can. What's so brilliant about this song is that the piano is the musical representation of Yuna in a way, because just like her, the piano is alone. There are no other instruments, and it's completely up to the piano to keep on going. I think this is just beautiful, and while To Xenarkand and some other songs are great pieces of music, Via Purifico needs to get more attention. Criminally underrated.
Now my next pick was Steiner's theme from Final Fantasy IX, the theme song for everyone's favourite rusty armoured clad Knights of Pluto, Steiner. I'm laughing because every time I hear this song it just brings a smile to my face. It's just such a funny song. It fully encapsulates the doziness of Steiner and how he just bumbles about and gets things wrong, although that his character has got the best interest for the likes of Garnet in his heart. The way this is composed is just fantastic, and it really encapsulates the feeling that it's trying to evoke and really portrays the character very well. Now, if the rumours of a Final Fantasy IX remake is correct, I am really hoping that we get a fully orchestrated version of this song. That would just utterly break me. But anyway, do you share the same notion about this song? Do you think it's great? Do you think it's rubbish? Why not let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what Luca's saying.
My next pick is Chaos Advent from Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Not only is this Final Fantasy spin-off super fun to play, it has some great music too. If you know the history of Final Fantasy, you know that the end boss of the first Final Fantasy is Garland, or better said, Chaos. In Stranger of Paradise, the very first boss fight is against Chaos, and let me tell you, the music slaps hard. The song starts with a catchy rhythmic pattern. And then quickly introduces an incredibly cool melody, first with some brass instruments and then with haunting violins. So cool, man. And to give you a little breather during the fight, the drums stop for a while, everything else leads up to the most epic string melody in the entire soundtrack. This is just unbelievably awesome and such a cool theme song for the first boss fight and for Chaos in general.
Right, okay, I'll be with you in a minute. You need to listen to this. Are you ready? Here, it's coming. Here we go. Yes! That song is such a beast. So the track Hellfire is a very long song. It's done in 3 phases and it appears in the penultimate battle before you hit the last boss in Final Fantasy 15. Now the full song in general is a banger, however I have focused in on phase 3 of the song, which is just phenomenal. Now the battle is quite a tough one in Final Fantasy 15 and the music follows the progression of the battle. Now once you get to phase 3, it really starts to kick in, giving you hope that you're at the end of this battle, and it gives you that feeling that yes, I am going to succeed in winning this tough fight. Now I must not be the only one that heard this song and got totally pumped up when it got to this phase and started headbanging with it. It is just utter class. But anyway, this is my thoughts about this track. I felt this was an utter banger. However, do you think it's a banger or do you think it's utter garbage? Let me know in the comments down below. And listen, whilst we're at it, if you like what you see on the channel and love JRPGs as much as I do, why not subscribe and keep up to date with all the content that I release as I look to release new weekly videos. Anyway, enough from me, let's see what Luca has in store for us next.
My next pick is Collapsed Expressway from Final Fantasy VII Remake. This song plays when Cloud and Aerith make their way to War Market to save Tifa from the creepy hands of Don Corneo. I think this is the most underrated piece of music from Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it's so different from the most tracks. This starts off with kind of an oriental and super catchy melody, and then transitions to this synth line that immediately gives this whole thing another vibe. Also, this melody is easy to sing to, which underlines how well written it is. After a short and relaxing synth part that always reminds me of Phantasy Star Online, the part from the beginning picks up again, but this time with a more calm, melodic part. There is so much musical creativity in this song, it's ridiculous. The driving sound of this song combined with the notes that play out long and slow perfectly captures the feeling of Cloud and Aerith having an adventure together. A common melodic idea is the question-answer approach, where one part of the melody asks a question and another answers it. I think this represents the conversation between Cloud and Aerith, and this is the part of the game where they really get a chance to get to know each other. Yeah, overall super cool melodic ideas, incredibly creative with the oriental parts and just so fun to listen to. I can't stop listening to this. Good that this can be played in a new theater rhythm.
And we have my final pick, and that is Descendant of the Shinobi from Final Fantasy VII Remake Intermission, the Yuffie DLC. Can you tell this has been the most recent Final Fantasy game that I have played? And when you kick off the Yuffie DLC, this banger of a track is the first to come on. Now the great thing with Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack is that it has an ever-changing soundtrack. So what I mean by this is when you're out with battle, it's a slightly lighter version of the song, but when you kick into battle, it gears up and it adds extra instruments into the mix, making it more intense. And this song is no exception. This song truly encapsulates the fast-paced combat that Yuffie brings to the DLC. The track as well complements Yuffie as a character. It has a very positive, upbeat feel to it, just like her personality. Now I'll be perfectly honest with you, this song I play on the regular, have it blasting in my car whilst driving to places. It's just fantastic. Now when you have a track which is composed by the legendary Nobuo Uematsu, then you know that you're in for a hell of a ride. But let me ask you this, when you first heard this song, what did you think of it? Did you think it was a banger, or did you think it needed to go in the garbage as well? Let me know in the comments down below. And let's see what Luca's final pick for this video is.
My last pick is Full Speed Ahead from Final Fantasy XIII-2. I recently rediscovered this underrated piece of music and almost cannot believe that this hasn't become a fan favorite. The beginning alone is so incredible. I mean, listen to that. The melody played by the guitar is so epic, and whoever plays the drums here is a beast. Did you hear the drums? I mean, that is just so rock. And then boom, complete contrast when this enters the next section. A beautiful violin melody accompanied by driving drums and an absolutely killer rhythm guitar, while the piano sprinkles in some jazz chords. So cool. And this isn't it. After repeating the first part, the section introduces this killer guitar that sounds straight up brought back from the 80s. And as if this isn't already enough, the piano plays some jazz solo after that. Now guess what? This isn't it either. After that, the violin gets his solo too, which completely knocks me out of my socks every time. I mean, come on, isn't this just an absolute blast? This is a multi-part masterpiece, so energetic and addictive that I can't stop listening to it. In fact, I go listen to it right now. Thanks for having me, John. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to Chicken Filet and leave a like, okay? Okay, see you next time.
So there we have it, 8 underrated Final Fantasy songs. Was there any songs that were missed out in this list that should be there? Let me know down below. And a big thanks to Luca for joining me in this video. Please make sure to check out his channel and the links will be down below. But please help me grow the channel by liking, sharing and subscribing. But until next time, tatty bye!